Going on, guys? What is going on with y'all? Just as we thought that it doesn't get worse, it actually did get worse, guys. As a Chelsea fan, I've always felt like, okay, maybe there is some way that we could just find some wooden patches and just nail it on the holes of our ship that is sinking. Yeah, 114 years sinking low, bro. I just thought, okay, you know what? Maybe there's still hope. Maybe there's still a way that we could get some wooden patches, put it underneath our ship, and just nail that thing up, bro. Right? Maybe we can still find a way to make it to land, make it to the shore. Make it to the beach. Some way, somehow, we can still find a way to just make it over. But nope, the next thing you know, the next thing I'm hearing, the next thing you guys I'm hearing is Liam Rosenior has been sacked. That's right, guys. Chelsea manager Liam Rosenior has been sacked, man. And I say, is it about time? Is it finally? Right? This guy has been Chelsea's coach for just about 106 days, guys, which probably makes him the shortest tenure manager since the Premier League era, man. I mean, Roberto Di Matteo lasted longer than this guy. Gus Eddick lasted longer than this guy. Rafa Benitez, Frank Lampard lasted longer than Liam Rosenior, man. Just simply 106 days later that this guy was now finally sacked, fired, bro. Um, there was a noticed Chelsea was able to make a notice about the firing of Liam Rosenior, and I was trying to post it right here to read it. And it says here Chelsea Football Club has today parted company with head coach Liam Rosenior. A club statement released the day after Tuesday disastrous 3-0 defeat to Brighton and Hove Albion. On behalf of everyone at Chelsea FC, we would like to place on record our gratitude to Liam and his staff for all the efforts during their time with the club. Liam has always conducted himself with the highest integrity and professionalism following his appointment midway through the season. This has not been a decision the club has taken lightly. However, recent results and performances have fallen below the necessary standards with still so much more to play for this season. Everyone at Chelsea FC wishes Liam every success in the future. Now, look, I'm gonna keep it a bean with y'all, man. Bruh, there is nothing to play for in the Premier League this season. Let's just be honest, guys. Let us just be honest. There is nothing to play for in the Premier League this season. The only thing that we could play for is just find a way to maintain the top six position, right? We are seventh. For all we know, we could drop to eighth, to ninth, to 10th, right? And the most important thing right now is we focus on the FA Cup game on the weekend and we find a way to win our games, which will be some tough games. We will have some tough games, right? We still got Liverpool, and I think we could get 3 points against Spurs, I guess, right? Find a way to get back into the top five, top six position, in my opinion. That's the only thing we can fight for. Now let's talk about Liam Rosenior, right? Here's the thing that baffles me. You sacked Enzo Maresca because he decided to buck up to you guys, man. He decided to leave the plantation and was like, "I'm gonna buck up to you, man. I'm no longer gonna be a yes man." Enzo Maresca decided not to be a yes man no more because he realized that, bro, to get to the next level, he needed some experienced players. Excuse me. He needed some experienced players. He needed at least just one solid, elite, experienced center back that'll find a way to stabilize the defense at the very least. Because, dog, we were linking in goals even when we had Enzo Maresca as a head coach, right? You then decide to be like, okay, you know what? We're just going to bring in an inexperienced manager who's been coaching for less than 5 years, right? Been coaching for less than 5 years, still building up his resume, still building up his repertoire, bro. Still building up everything about him, bro. At our sister club in Strasbourg, and you decided to bring him over to Chelsea because you believe that he will be a good and sincere yes man. And I'm not gonna lie, you could just tell that he was going to be a yes man. And I think Liam Rosenior was a yes man to the Chelsea ownership, man, to BlueCo, right? Sometimes it just felt like Chelsea were just trying to like they were just hiring guys that would fall in line with them, and also because they had a personal connection when hiring guys based on what people was good at, what their job as a sporting director was good at, as a coach, as a manager, as a staff. They were hiring guys that had a personal connection with them. And Liam Rosenior had a personal connection with the sporting director, Win Stanley, bro. Go check it. Liam had a personal connection with the sporting director. And he has a personal connection with Chelsea by being the manager of our sister club in the French league, Strasbourg, man. This guy has never had much. He came in, we won a couple games, but every football fan understands that that is just what you call a manager bounce back. And us Chelsea fans who was not blinded by any of this, we understood. This just feels like a manager of bounce back. We had the right run of schedule where like we were going up against easy teams. Of course, there was also games where it felt like, we also were able to, show that maybe Limousinho can do something, right? The game against Napoli where we beat them 3-2. I think that was a very tough game. That was the defending champions of Italy, still the defending champions of Italy because Inter Milan has now lifted that trophy yet. So as of this making of this video, Napoli is still the defending champions. We saw, against Newcastle. Newcastle was 2 goals up, came back, made the game 2-2. So we saw flashes of moment. But was that Liam Rosenior or was that João Pedro just being on the best form of the season? Because why we're gonna criticize Liam Rosenior, right? I will also give him credit for what he's done, right? I'm not a hater. I don't have issues with Liam Rosenior. I don't dislike him. But the biggest issue was he was way too inexperienced for this Chelsea club. Enzo Maresca had a long line of resume, bro. Look what happened to Leicester. They're getting even more relegated. That shows how amazing of a coach Enzo Maresca was. And Enzo Maresca was still learning. And then you got a coach that was even younger in terms of experience, younger than Enzo Maresca, guys. It's like it's like trying to get an experienced coach or an experienced player is a kryptonite to this BlueCo. Is a kryptonite. They see it as a disastrous no. I'm like, what is wrong with that? Everything was just completely falling apart, man. Then we started going up against the big teams. The moment he lost to Arsenal, back to back Carabao Cup first leg, Carabao Cup second leg, and then lost to Arsenal again in the Premier League. That 5-2 defeat to PSG was just the beginning of the downfall. Ever since that 5-2 to PSG, we have not won a meaningful game, guys. We have not won a meaningful games. Everything was just falling apart. Rhys James, who was load managed so well by Enzo Maresca, just all of a sudden was starting his injury prone was coming back, bro. Got his hamstring, signed a new contract, got an hamstring injury, has been sidelined. This guy played so many games under Enzo Maresca because Enzo Maresca understood how much of an injury prone Rich James was. And he's our captain, all right. You punish Enzo Fernandez harshly, who's one of the senior squad players. Like I thought maybe, but maybe that wasn't Liam Rosenior decision. Maybe that was BlueCo decision. It is what it is. Now Pedro got injured. Esteval got injured. Like all of a sudden, the injury list was just piling up. And it's just like, what is Liam doing with these players doing training? Now, look, I understand that game against Brighton was the last straw. I understand that. And of course, it does not help Limousinho when you have freaking Ganacho on the left wing, Liam Delap, who is significantly worse than Nico Jackson in the middle, and you have Pedro Neto, who can't even beat a player 1v1, bro. He needs to play some 1-2. He needs another player beside him just to get past his defender. Can you imagine that? A winger needs a player to play some 1-2 just so that he could get past his defender. It's nothing much he can do. We try to play out from the back. Sanchez is not good with his feet. Sanchez long balls was so bad, bro. He had like 3 out of 10 accurate long balls against Brighton. So I understand that for Limousinho to succeed in Chelsea, right? He need the tools and the qualities and the players for him to succeed at Chelsea, but he does not have it, which I understand that. But it's like you don't have to play your system to play your style of football. Just have the boys play football. Have the boys play to their strength. Find a way to stabilize the defense. He could not do that. And I get it. Charlabo was out as well. It might sound like I'm giving him excuses. Well, of course, you're gonna give any manager excuses because of the shit squad we have and in Chelsea. So I'm just gonna say this: that Liam Rosenior was just the fall guy. That was it. He was the fall guy, guys. Everyone understands that all our criticizing, all our anger, all our frustration should be at BlueCo, Clearlake, Igbali, Todd Bowley, and the rest of them fuck niggas. They are who we should put our anger at. But you know what? They're gonna get another inexperienced manager. We want some quality, elite, experienced players in the summer. Guess what? They're gonna get us another young player. They're gonna get us a 19-year-old. Hey, look, we got a 19-year-old striker. BlueCo has wasted and ruined the potential resume and career of Liam Rosenior. Liam Rosenior should have said no. You should have just stayed at Strasbourg, bro, because you were doing fine over there. You didn't have a lot of pressure. You were building yourself up. You took that team to seventh position. Chelsea BlueCo project is all about getting young players together and refining them into experienced players in the league. Mamadou Sarr came from Strasbourg and he's only played 6 games for Chelsea. Therefore, we are ruining his growth. Esteval has not been to play a lot of games due to injuries and now he's out with a hamstring. And now I'm hearing that he could potentially miss the World Cup. Another young, bright player that I would love to see in the United States. And now he's possibly going to be out for the whole summer. Things are not looking good for us, bro. This project is just falling in the bin. It's falling in the garbage bin. It's falling in the trash, in the dumpster, day by day, week by week, month by month. Like Blueco has to understand, bro. Look, this protest is gonna keep on happening. And I'm all in favor of this protest happening. What is next for Chelsea? I don't even know. I don't even know what's next for us right now because now we have Carlo McFarlane, who's gonna be the manager for now, a temporary manager for Chelsea. And how are we looking heading this Sunday? How are we looking towards this Sunday? All right, look, man, this was just what I wanted to see. It is just a complete shit show in Chelsea Football Club, and the only thing we can do right now is just fasten your seatbelt, guys. Fasten your seatbelt and do whatever it takes. Fasten your seatbelt, guys, because this ship is just gonna keep on sinking, y'all. I thank you guys for watching my video. I'm Ash Black. I'll be back again. Like and subscribe, and peace out.